Hi Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your reading for 2018. Now, I'm doing year ahead readings, but these are being done slightly differently this time. I really wanted to do some motivational readings that would empower and help people to live their best lives. On these 2018 readings, they're not as such, there's a little bit of predictive stuff in them. Sort of in 2018 and what might be coming in, but it's not wholly that. So, you know, I do year ahead readings in the live spreads that I do on my website. So if you want one of those, you can always order it there as a personal reading. But really for YouTube, I really wanted to have Taurus 2 readings per sign in terms of what, you know, 2018, and these are called the how-to readings. So this one is how to live the best life you can in 2018, and it focuses on different areas for different signs. For Gemini, what could enhance Gemini's life in 2018? Well, getting better friendships, basically. What could enhance Sagittarius' life in 2018? It's stop living in scarcity and live in abundance. Okay, so if you want to do something, you want to change your life, you want to move job, don't be afraid about the money. Go and do it, because God will provide. You'll always be blessed. So we always find something in the reading. We always find a focus point to focus on for each of the signs, and we expand on that and we talk about it. The other reading is how to find true love in 2018, and that reading focuses on, well, how do you go about finding the one? How do you go about opening up those gates to allow the perfect one? Nobody's perfect, but to allow Mr. or Miss Right into your life. If you're in a relationship you don't like, or if you're single and you've been finding it difficult to find love and you're wondering, well, what's going on, what's the problem, then this will be the reading for you, because a lot of the problem to us finding true love often is something that we need to change or sort out within ourselves. So that's the second reading that's coming up, and we're going to focus on this first one. I always before I start readings for the channel do it on myself. So last week, about 10 days ago or so, I did this reading here, and this is my own reading, and it's so freaking accurate, it's unbelievable. So really good reading, and this is going to be my life, you know, this is going to be my spread, this is going to be how I start changing my life in 2018. So I'm going to use this as a guide. These will be personal readings on the website as well. You get this type of layout with notes being put on it. You get a written document, and you also get the reading as well. So that will be how you change your life in 2018 and beyond. Okay, so it doesn't have to be just 2018. It's how do I go about changing my life per se. They're more kind of guidance counseling readings. I'm really excited about offering them on the website. I think they're going to be of great use and great help to people. Right, so for this reading, what we're using is the Universal Weight Tarot deck. This deck here is for the main reading. It's 11 areas that we're looking at. The advice cards afterwards are Getting Into the Vortex by Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue, and the Angel Power Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue, Radley Valentine. Those are the cards that we're going to be using for your advice. Alright, so what we're going to do without further ado is put these cards to the side, because we'll use them afterwards. Like so, and yeah, we'll put the packaging for this deck on here, and what we're going to do, we're going to start shuffling the cards. So Universe Spirit, how does Taurus live its best life in 2018? What is it that Taurus needs to pay attention to? What does Taurus need to do to live its best life in 2018? How does Taurus live its best life in 2018? Show me how Taurus lives its best life in 2018. So show me what the root cause is. So what is the heart of the matter for Taurus in 2018? So this is in position 1. Heart of the matter stroke distant past, which has led them to wanting to live their best life. And how has this impacted on them in stage 1 of living their best life, position 2? What is their goals in position 3 for 2018? What is as a result of those goals, what are they focusing on in terms of living their best life in position 4, the central position? In position 5, what is Taurus's challenges in terms of living their best life? And how do they overcome that challenge in position 6, stage 3 of how they live their best lives in 2018 and beyond? Show me position 7, stroke stage 3, sorry, that's stage 2, stage 3, of what they need to do next to start living their best lives in 2018 and beyond? Who is Taurus in stage 8, or position 8, sorry? And what influences will be coming in for Taurus that they'll need to deal with in position 9? What will be Taurus's hopes or fears in terms of 2018 in position 10? And what is the overall advice that you have for Taurus in terms of living their best lives in 2018? What's the advice on how you feel they should go about it in position 11 overall? Alright, so we shuffled the cards. We're going to split the deck now into 3. Now, as you can see, guys, I shuffle this way up. So if I was going to lay the cards this way, I'd only be able to see them from my positioning, and you'd see them upside down. Okay, so what I have to do is turn the cards around like that, so you guys get to see how I shuffled the cards. Alright, so that is the base. This is the foundation. This is the root cause, where everything is coming from, what everything is starting from. Let's move this here a bit. Okay, this is how things have evolved, and this is from this area here. This is what you guys have done about it. So this was the starting point in the recent past for how you started wanting to live your better lives. This is your goals for 2018 for some of you guys, and this is what you'll focus on in order to achieve that goal in 2018. This will be a challenge, and this is your this is how you overcome this challenge, and this will be stage 2 of how you guys go about living your best lives in 2018. In position 7, stage 3, this is what you need to continue doing, or you need to start doing, focus on in order to live your best lives in 2018. So that's stage 3. This is who some of you guys are in 2018 in position 8. This is the influences coming in and what you'll need to deal with in position 9. This is your hopes or desires, position 10, and position 11 is the overall advice for how you guys start living your best lives in 2018 and beyond. And we'll get clarifiers if we need them. So what is the root issue for some of you guys, Taurus, concerning this? Where does everything start from? What's happened in the past? Well, death is showing up here. So in your foundation, the reason for everything is that some of you guys have gone through a major change. Death is a huge change that occurs, because death is the closing off of the old and entering into the new. You get cards like Judgment, like Death. Not so much Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, yeah, to a certain extent, but you know that can be up and down, up and down, up and down. But then so can death. All you need to do is turn it around in the reverse, and you got to return to something going on there. You can get a resurrection with death in the reverse. So people can resurrect themselves. Situations can resurrect themselves when you get that. It's not just with death that you don't close the door. When death is in the reverse, Taurus, this is actually a resurrection card when it's reversed. As a tarot reader, what you tend to do is you do tests with the cards, and you write, you say what will happen in my day today, or how is it, you do tests with the cards, and you get reverse, and you say, oh shit, that came back round, and it's death in the reverse that showed up earlier in the day. This is resurrection, okay? Reverse resurrection. You get death and Ace of Wands, that can be resurrection as well. So here though, in the upright, this is the ending card. Doesn't always have to mean an ending to something, but it can mean that you're going from one state, because remember, death, it's about, we go from life to death, so it's going from living to the dead. It's going from one phase, and it's just, transforming into another phase. There's a transformation. So I like to see this card as being transformation, and I like to say that in your foundation, what started everything is that there was a massive transformation, a big transformation for some of you guys. And as a result of that death, that ending, that transformation that some of you Taurians went through, the first stage for you guys in living your better lives was to do this. Well, it was to move. Knight of Wands. You decided to move in another direction. So I think there was an ending here, and you decided as a result of that ending, some of you guys, it might have been to move location with the Knight of Wands energy. It might have been to move on to another job with the Knight of Wands energy. It might have been, this isn't a love relationship reading, but because you've got one coming up, but it might have been to change, relationship. Either way, whatever it is, as a result of that ending, you had, you decided off your own backs in the stage 2 to change direction as a result of this. And your goals for 2018 are 4 of Wands. So it's to be happy. it's to be successful. Four of Wands is a card about success. It's a card about happiness. It's the card about working on new ventures, so completing new ventures. But with the Four of Wands, it is the completion of a successful stage, but there is more work to do. So I think that some of you guys, it is to build a stable relationship, stable friendships. It is to work on new projects with the Four of Wands. Possibly there's something to do with the home that you guys want to work on. Possibly this is a leisure venture for some of you guys. The goal is the Four of Wands. Some of you guys, it might be the goal is to take a lot more relaxation time, a lot more downtime, because this can be the card of leisure. Certain cards of leisure in the tarot, cards like Nine of Coins. Four of Wands is another card of leisure. Four of Swords can be a card of leisure as well. They're all cards that suggest people who are kind of having more social time. Three of Coins can be a card of leisure as well, because it deals with the themes of socialising. So can Ten of Coins, socialising, talking, chatting. Two of Cups, all of those cards. So some of you guys might be focusing on being a lot more leisurely this year as well with the Four of Wands. But in terms of your goals being the Four of Wands, this is to have some form of a small achievement, because it is a small card. It's Four of Wands. Can also be big, but you know, Four of Wands is I've achieved something, but there's more work to be done. So it is to make some form of an achievement here. The goal is, whether that's around the home, whether that's relationships, whether that's move. Some of you guys, the goal might be to move. Four of Wands in the upright can still mean a move, especially in a job, a move of location. And as a result of that, your focus for the year will be on the King of Cups. I think that your focus with the King of Cups, Taurus, and this isn't a person that I'm looking at here, alright, this is the energy, because court cards aren't always people, and the way that I do this reading, unless I really feel that it's a person that I'm looking at, got to look at the energy of the card. So as a result of this, your focus with this King of Cups energy, I feel, is to really be in sync emotionally, because it's an emotional card. This is fire, and this is, you've got two fire energies. So far we've got two fire energies in the reading. Alright, your first stage was to change direction, whatever way that was. Home move, job move, relationship move, whatever it was. You changed direction was the first stage of you guys finding your true path and finding the best life. Was to change direction as a result of closing the door on something here in your past. Because your goal is to have happiness, and it is to have success. With that Four of Wands energy, and it is to have abundance and security and stability for all yourselves. And as a result of that, you, in order to get that, your focus for the year will be on the King of Cups. And I think that this is about making sound decisions, because all kings and all queens can be decision makers. So with the King of Cups, it can be, you know, sometimes the King of Cups is about weathering the storm, though, because he sits on an iron throne and he's on water. So he has to be really cool, really calm, really level-headed, and really trusting of himself. So some of you guys, the focus might be on trusting yourselves emotionally that you can achieve this. It might be on being very calm and very patient, because not a lot of people, I think, associate the word patience with the King of Cups. But look at the picture on the card. Look at where the guy is sitting. He's sitting on an iron throne on a sea, for goodness sake. Jeez, I mean, this is about keeping your head in a crisis. Because he is in a crisis in a way. He's sitting on water. So your focus will be to take the rough with the smooth with the King of Cups. Because you want this. But I feel that for some of you guys, you know that Rome isn't going to be built in a day. So with the King of Cups energy, it's about, let me just take my time. I know what I want. I know that it's coming to me, but I need to trust in this situation. King of Cups is a fairly passive card, but if we look at all the kings are doers, so what does the King of Cups do in 21st century life in these days? Well, I'm a King of Cups because I'm a Scorpio, so I've been this guy, this dude many a time, and what I've often done with the King of Cups is I've expressed and I've acted in such a calm and emotionally intelligent and emotionally intellectual way. I've been able to reason with myself and reason with other people in the most calm fashion, because I felt calm. This is a card about feeling calm and being calm. So your focus is on being calm and actually approaching how you do this in a very calm, very emotionally stable and intellectual way. Okay, this isn't about being fast or being irrational. It's about being clever with the King of Cups. But how you be clever with the King of Cups, it's more of an, because it's an emotional card, it's a feelings card. You keep your feelings in check and you deal with one thing at a time. And I think that you guys, in order to achieve this, you're really with the King of Cups putting everything into order in a very kind of stable, rational fashion. There's no rushing around and saying, got to have this, got to have this. You're taking your time as the King of Cups, and you're going through the process, through the correct process of how you're going to actually achieve it in a cool, calm and collected way, because your challenge is the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant says, you know, there is a tradition here, or there is an authority, or it might be for some of you guys there are religious factors that stand in your way to doing this. It might be for some of you guys there was a marriage. It might be that your challenge is, when you get the Hierophant, it's the powers that be. So it represents those people that have greater power over us. For some of you guys, your challenge might be a set of beliefs, for example. Hierophant is not an easy card within the tarot because it can deal with so many themes. It can deal with education, it can deal with religion, it can deal with health, because it deals with hospitals, that type of thing. It can deal with corporate people, it can deal with groups, it can deal with bosses, it can deal with all sorts of things. It can deal with your own belief system, it can deal with your own self-guidance, your own spirituality. And for some of you guys, it might be all of those things, or most of those things, that is your challenge with this Hierophant, because the Hierophant is the status quo. So some of you guys, your challenge might be that you're dealing with the status quo. For some of you guys, your challenge might be, well, I have to do the right thing. Here in your foundation, what's happened is there's been an ending in which the first stage was for you guys to change direction, because your goal is to have this success. For some of you guys, it might be a successful business. For some of you guys with the Four of Wands, it might be to have you know, a stable family life, for example, with the Four of Wands energy. Some of you guys might have left a job and changed direction. It might be with the Four of Wands, you want to do something from home, whatever it is. But as a result of that, your focus for 2018 will be to take things one step at a time with the King of Cups energy. Some of you guys, it might be that you're focusing on doing something creative, doing something maybe in holistic health with the King of Cups energy, doing something to do with alternative health with the King of Cups energy, doing something to do with helping others with the King of Cups energy, or maybe doing something to do with the water, or working in terms of outdoors, that type of thing. But your challenge is the Hierophant. So some of you guys might be stuck with a certain ideology, maybe your own self-belief, maybe other people's beliefs. Maybe your challenge is, breaking down a tradition, doing something different, because the Hierophant isn't in the reverse. So it doesn't talk about your challenge doing something alternative, but it can still be the same thing. Your challenge is the Hierophant, and this is a certain set of beliefs, or it's a status quo. How you overcome that Hierophant in your challenge in stage 2 of achieving your best life in 2018 is to drop it. Two of Coins in the reverse. So Two of Coins in the reverse says, I am overwhelmed. I'm overly, burdened. This is the person who's overly burdened by the bills, or this is the person who's, and it might be, especially if your challenge is the Hierophant, which can be the government. It can be money owed to people, for example. This can be people, the government is your challenge. This can be, maybe you've got to pay school fees. Hierophants represent education at university schools, that type of thing. Your challenge might be people who have more power than you. But the way that you overcome this, I think that because it's such a big, powerful card, it might be as a challenge. This is a huge challenge for some of you guys. And what you need to do with the stage 2 of how you live your better lives, position 6, is to overcome that challenge, is to drop it. Two of Coins. You either start dropping the belief that's weighing you down, or you drop the external source. Because this is to do with either your beliefs that are a challenge, or this is to do with somebody else's beliefs, another authority. The powers that be are the problem for some of you guys, and the way that you overcome that is to drop it. Drop the burden off it, Two of Coins. Because in the third stage of living your better life, Taurus, and actually this is you, funnily enough. Of course, Hierophant is a Taurus person. So that can easily be you. And I've read for plenty of Tauruses that showed up as Hierophant, and their belief systems have always got in the way. So it might be for some of you guys, your belief. And remember, the Hierophant is a neutral card. So there's no right or wrong really with this card. Whatever your belief is your belief. Because sometimes your belief won't be somebody else's belief. So as a Hierophant, you might believe in Christianity. But if you're a Muslim, you don't believe in Christianity, you might accept and respect some of the doctrines of that Christianity, but it's not your main religion. It's not what you were brought up with. You don't believe the certain, the code of conduct that goes along with that particular religion. This is what I'm saying. Hierophants, you're Taurus, so this is probably you, Taurus, and your challenge is you're getting in your own way. So if this is you, Taurus, you're getting in your own way. Your challenge is that you're getting in your own way. So if you're getting in your own way, then it's your own blockages that are holding you back. It's your own set of self-beliefs that are holding you back here, Taurus. And if you want to get out of your own way, if you want to get over the challenge of being in your own way, and if you're, this can be the card where you don't believe in yourself, especially if you're getting in your own way, because you tend to put up these blockages and you tend to say, but I want to do this. This is my goal. But, the Hierophant is my challenge. It's my belief that maybe I shouldn't be wanting this. Maybe I should. Maybe my religion tells me don't go for riches. Maybe I was brought up a Quaker or something like that. Maybe my belief system with the Hierophant says, I should be sticking with this and I should be sticking with that and not doing this and not being so free-spirited. Because I think that you guys had a chance. The first stage, Knight of Wands, you had a chance to get away from this. You close the door on something here in your foundation. That's what the heart of the matter is. The ending of a situation here in which you guys, in the first stage, it was like, whoo, finally, you decided to seek freedom, go in another direction, and your goal was to build this. Possibly working for yourself, so maybe it's some leisure, maybe to do with working with others. Sorry, my screen seems to have frozen again. The screen is always freezing. I hope it doesn't affect the sound. But your goals are for this, and you know that you need to be patient. How you're going to get this is by being patient, weathering the storm, taking your time, doing your research, being very cool, calm, collected, and being most of all intellectually intelligent around whatever this thing is, because this is a fairly passive card. So this is something emotionally that you need to deal with in terms of attaining this. Because I think it is something emotionally that you need to deal with, because your challenge is the Hierophant, and you are the Hierophant, you're Taurus. So this is something, if your challenge is yourself, then it's your own set of beliefs that are challenging you. Okay, as to what it is that you want to achieve here. And the way that you overcome that is probably to drop those beliefs with the Two of Coins in the reverse, because they're weighing down on you. Because your beliefs are blocking you, which says that therefore we turn the Hierophant around and say, well, these beliefs probably aren't right. If they're blocking you, then they're blocking you from attaining success, and therefore you need to drop that belief. Who says that the Hierophant is right? I don't. Hierophant is subjective, Coming in the third stage for how you start achieving your best life in 2018 is the Ten of Coins in the reverse. So some of you guys need to give up a certain standard of living, or maybe you need to give up on a stable environment that has been built, because the Ten of Coins in reverse is how you start to achieve your better life. Some of you guys, you need to take and this was for the reading, funnily enough, for Sagittarius. Ten of Coins in reverse can be where you live in a scarcity. This is all about trying to build wealth. So you're living very much this is about living abundantly, but here we are. This is about living in scarcity. So some of you guys, I feel what this is saying is you need to strip back. How you live a better life is how you strip things back and learn that you don't need to be surrounded by all the trappings, for some of you guys, of wealth in order to live a better life or to live your best life. There's something here that you need to strip back, I feel, with this Ten of Coins in the reverse. You guys in 2018 are the Six of Coins in the reverse. So you are very much focused on yourselves, I feel. This isn't about giving to others. The Six of Coins in the reverse represents, remember when you get reversals, it is either the absence of the energy of the upright. The upright card is all about give. It's all about receiving and giving and charity, being charitable and helping others and supporting others. But in the reverse, you're not doing any of that. You're not giving, you're not receiving, and you're not being charitable. So I think that the focus for you Taurians is on yourselves. You're very much focused on yourselves here. It's almost like you said, well, I've done my bit. I've helped other people out. Now it's time to help myself with this Six of Coins in the reverse. And what's coming in for you guys, what you'll need to deal with is the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So you might need to deal with some people who are very resentful of that. This isn't you, this is Queen of Swords reverse. So I think that this might be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, female or male. Doesn't have to be. But I think that you're going to need to deal with people who are resentful because you've decided. And it's funny because you've got the ending here in your foundation and you guys said, woohoo, finally, right, I can go in the direction that I want. So stage one is, right, I'm going to focus on seeking my own path with the Knight of Wands. Finding my own joy. finding my own passion. I'm going to pursue, because it's a card of pursuing those things. So the first stage of living your better life is you guys wanted to pursue the best thing. You know, the best, the happiest thing, the greatest thing, the thing that gives you the most joy in 2018. Because your goal is to have this Four of Wands: happiness, contentment, satisfaction, perhaps working with others that make you happy, security, stability with that Four of Wands energy, successful projects that take more work, but you enjoy building things up in 2018. But as a result of that, you need to be very careful, because you've got the King of Cups. In order to achieve this, the King of Cups, which is a passive card really, because it's a cup card, this deals with, well, how do I achieve this? I need to focus on being the King of Cups. Careful, gentle, considerate, understanding, compassionate to other people's needs. Because my challenge is the Hierophant. This might not now even be your self-belief. This might be other people who feel that they can impart their own self-beliefs on you. I think it's that this Queen of Swords here and this Hierophant are the same person. I think your challenge is people. This might be family members with that Hierophant that are your challenge in 2018 because of your desire to pursue your own path. I think, Taurus, it might be, I don't think this is you. If this is you, then this is your belief. Maybe your challenge is you, because the Hierophant is the person here. It's not the two people. So it might be for some of you guys, if you look at the Hierophant and what he's doing, he's like a Six of Coins in the upright, in a way. Because often you get one person between two. Devil is one, Chariot is another. All of these people have control over others. That's the running theme between those types of cards. With one person, look at the imagery on the card, Taurus. This is you as the Hierophant. There are two people here, so it might be that your challenges is you got responsibilities to other people as well. Might be that you got responsibility to children. Maybe that your challenge is that you're in a position of responsibility and authority. And it says here, well, if you want to overcome that challenge, you need to kind of drop some of that responsibility with the Two of Coins in the reverse. Because no man is an island. No man is, you know, strong enough to have to want to. I get the impression, looking at this reading, Taurus, that some of you guys in 2019 are going to want to pursue a certain area. You really do want to pursue something, with this being your first stage, Knight of Wands. But the problem is the challenge is the Hierophant, and I see you guys as this Hierophant here, where you have responsibilities, where you're looking out for others and having to take care of others, and that's what you want to escape. That's what you want to escape, and that's why your focus, in order to get this, is on being gentle and compassionate and understanding, and taking your time and being patient and weathering the storm and keeping your head high in what you perceive to be a little bit of a storm and a crisis coming in. Because in order, and I think this Ten of Coins now is really about, it's not living in scarcity, it's not reducing what you're doing. This is about, for some of you guys, in order to live your best life, you're going to have to cut yourself off from certain people. Ten of Coins in the reverse is severance, and to separate oneself, especially in terms of working family members. When I say working family members, it might be people that you work with. You know, this can be your blood family, you know, your husband, your wife, your children. But this is about kind of, in order to live your best life, you're going to have to get a bit selfish here, I feel, Taurus, with the Ten of Coins in reverse. Separate yourself from certain members in your circle. It seems cruel, but this is all about you. And this is you here. You're tired of, you know, Six of Coins in the upright is, I give. There's not just one person that this person gives to, Taurus. There's another person there as well. So this is the card of performing charitable acts and having to support other people. And some of you guys are in the position where you've had to support people. But 2018 says, well, no, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because my challenge is, look, there's two people on here, but it's upside down and there's two people here. So, you know, I'm having to give everything to people. And I don't want to do that anymore. And my challenge is that these people depend on me. Look at how these people are depending on the Hierophant. Everything he says, look at how they look at him. These two figures, everything. They ride on every word that the Hierophant says. People are riding on you. People are looking at you like you are God. Like you are the person who will be able to bring life, take life. You know, whether it's you responsible for bringing in the money, for the household chores, for taking care of this, you're the leader, you're the bus driver in the house. People depend on you, Taurus, here. And that's your challenge. I think you're tired of having people depend on you because you're this. You're saying, I don't want to give this anymore. I don't want to have to be somebody's support network. But my challenge is that people depend on me. That's my challenge. And as a result of that, what my focus is going to need to be on is being very careful very, very careful and very compassionate and understanding that these people need to depend on me, but I need this. I need this. This is what I need. So if my challenge is this, what is the second stage that I can use to overcome these people trying to support me? I'm going to have to be cruel to be kind. I'm going to have to drop this shit, man. 2 of coins. I'm going to have to drop it. I'm going to have to let some of these responsibilities go, as much as I don't want to, because I am focusing on being kind, compassionate, caring and understanding with the King of Cups. And biding my time and being patient while people sort themselves out. I can't be this all the time. I can't be everything to everyone, because I want to be everything to myself. 6 of coins reversed. So therefore I need to drop this. I need to drop this. And the way that I do it in the third stage is, well, I'm going to have to detach myself a little bit with this 10 of coins in the reverse. I'm going to have to stop putting so much into the pot, being so much the team player. I'm going to have to loosen this shit up a little bit. And yes, unfortunately, you may experience some resentment, backbiting, bitching with that Queen of Swords energy from somebody within your immediate clan, because they don't like the fact that you've taken your support away in 2018. But you have to be cruel to be kind sometimes, Taurus, if you want to achieve something. Your hopes or fears are, well, your hopes are the Ace of Swords in the reverse. It's the get out of jail card, isn't it? To release the chains, to release the limitations. And you have been held back. It's showing that your hopes are the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I don't want to be held back anymore. I don't want to be in this prison. Your prison is the Hierophant. That's your challenge. So your prison is the responsibilities that you lot have, that people are holding you account to. And your hopes are, but I want to be out of this. I want to be out of this because I want to focus on this. I want to focus on me because my goal is this. Some of you guys, it might be to move. Some of you guys, it might be to buy another house, renovation. It might be to set up a business where you're working with other people. It might be just to have downtime and relax and do what you want because you're a freedom seeker. Stage 1, I seek my freedom after the close. After the ending, I seek my freedom. The overall message, advice for how you achieve your best life in 2018. That's it. 3 of coins in reverse. You need to deactivate and you need to remove yourself, 3 of coins reverse, from certain partnerships. You need to stop work. And I know it sounds cruel, but it's not. Look, life is what it is, Taurus. And sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind, because if you carry on, for example, if you are the type of person who's always bailing somebody out in your family, for example, if somebody's always got no money and they're always coming to you and they say, oh, I've got no money, help me out, and you're always having to help them out, and yet you want to set something up for yourself, so you're always having to dig into the pot. That doesn't make any sense at all. It's counterproductive, because whilst you might be doing a very good deed, 6 of coins in the upright, you're not really being able to function and invest in what you want to invest in. So sometimes you have to be the 6 of coins in the reverse, somebody who doesn't want to give, somebody who doesn't want to have to support others. Sometimes you have to be that. Sometimes you just have to be that guy. Because at the end of the day, the more that you carry on giving, the less you have for yourself. Now, I'm not saying to be mean. I'm not saying to be cruel or to be unkind to others. But you know what? Sometimes you've got to just... And your focus for getting this, because this is your goal, 4 of Wands, to achieve happiness, settlement, contentment, stability, security. Some of you guys to move. Some of you guys to start working on new ventures. Especially if you want to invest in a new venture. What good is this? If you're the 6 of coins, if you're paying into other people, where does it leave you if you want to put money into something new? So your focus to get this will be on being very, very gentle and very understanding, and understanding how this process will work. Because your challenge is that you're responsible for others, and people are hanging off your every word and your every deed, Taurus. But the best way that you, in second stage, start living your best life is to drop 1 or 2 of these things, because you can see the 2 of Pentacles. He's saying which one. So it's to drop 1 of these responsibilities that you have. So for some of you guys, if you are paying too much money into something for someone else because you don't want to do it anymore here, it is to drop 1 of these things, 1 of these responsibilities you might need to drop. You might need to drop both, who knows. But you need to sacrifice something if you want to live a better life in 2018. Because for too long, some of you guys have been giving in and giving up to certain situations and certain people. But in the end, it's not benefiting you. Sorry, the screen has decided to. The screen keeps shaking, it keeps sticking, it's doing my head in. But in the end, it's not benefiting you. The more that you give to others, the less you have for yourself. And that's not a selfish statement to make. Sometimes you have to look out for number one. So this reading is really saying, look out for number one. Look, we see Six of Coins in reverse. No give, no take, no receiving, no giving. Focus on the self. Outcome advice. You need to move away from certain partnerships. Deactivate certain partnerships, certain agreements. Three of Coins in the reverse. You need to stop watching and stop investing what other people do. Three of Coins in the reverse. Lack of recognition. Not giving your recognition to certain things, certain people. Threes, activation, representative of activation. Three of Coins in reverse, deactivate your partnership, your agreements with certain people here. Focus on self, focus on self, focus on self. Again, deactivating partnerships, family members. Severance. Severance again, Six of Coins, not giving. Not wanting to give, focus on the self. Severance, deactivate, take oneself out of the partnership. Three cards that show this here. 1, 2, 3. Again, deactivation, Two of Coins in the reverse. What is the running theme? I always look at the readings and I say, well, what is the running theme? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pentacle cards in the reverse. And each card in the upright... Oh, I hope that the sound hasn't gone on this or anything. It sounds a bit weird. The upright is juggling. The upright is sharing, paying into the family, compromising, working together. The upright is charity. The upright is working together. All cards in the upright represent working together with others. All of them. Reverse, no. Drop burden. Reverse, no. Separate. Sever ties. Detach. Take out. Reduce. Reversal. Lack of charity, not giving. Reversal. Deactivate partnership agreement, not working team. All of these cards now say in the reverse, and there's 4 of them. So the running theme, 1, 2, 3, 4. Running theme through the reading is focus on the self. You have to deactivate something here in 2018 if you want to live your best life. Because some of you guys have been giving way too much. Way too much. You do have resentment coming in with that Queen of Swords in the reverse. Why is the Queen of Swords reversed? Why is this Queen of Swords reversed? Who is resentful? Coming in for Taurus, Queen of Swords reversed. Hermit. You might have an older person, for example, who's quite resentful. Alright, you might have got a resentful older person. Hermits represent old people. You know, so it might be around some of you guys, you got a resentful Virgo, or you got a resentful older individual here who doesn't want you to take your patronage or your charity away from them. Alright, you might have a resentful person who's seeking help with this Hermit card. Okay. It might be that with these 2 cards though, because we do the combination word, it might be the resentment of people makes you withdraw. Hermits can also in the reverse or in the upright withdraw. So it might be for some of you guys as well, Taurus, that the resentment coming in, what you'll need to deal with is that the resentment of others in terms of you no longer helping them out may just make you withdraw with that Hermit. But it's good because the advice card is focus on yourself. 3 of Coins in the reverse. It's a card about partnerships and working with others. Focus on yourself. You're not so much wanting, the focus is you don't have to be a team player all the time, Taurus, in 2018. If you want to achieve your best life, you don't always have to be a team player. And sometimes when you're a team player all the time and you're helping others and you're giving to others all the time, that means that you give less to yourself. And that's not what you want to do. You want to give more now to yourself with these 6 of Coins in the reverse. I want to see why you guys are the 6 of Coins in the reverse. Why is Taurus the 6 of Coins in the reverse in 2018? Why is Taurus the 6 of Coins in the reverse? Because you've given up. Star is in the reverse. So some of you guys, you are now focusing on yourself. 6 of Coins in reverse. You're no longer giving. You don't want to give all the time because giving has got you nowhere with the Star. It's not manifested anything. It's not brought anything into fruition for you. So you've stopped giving because of the Star. You lack faith in what it is that you're giving to. And that's fine, especially if people aren't giving back and it's all take, but no give, you know. So you stopped. You guys stopped here. You stopped giving because you lacked faith, the star in the reverse, that people were going to pay it forward, that people were going to come. You know, you don't give. And also you've got the Ace of Coins in the reverse, so you're probably not receiving. You guys are Six of Coins in the reverse, so you stopped. You stopped giving because you lacked faith. Why did you lack faith with the star? Because you weren't receiving with the Ace of Coins in the reverse. Ace of Coins in the reverse is not to receive. It's to lose money or not receive it. Or just not to receive, you know. Ace of Coins in the upright is where there is the potential to invest in something, and there is the potential for this to build and build and build. But in the reverse, this is a failed thing. So some of you guys might have lacked faith in something that was failing with the Ace of Coins in reverse. That's something that didn't hold potential, because it doesn't hold the potential is falling out of the hand. It's like this. So some of you guys refused. In 2008, you refused to give in to something here, to carry on paying for someone or carry on doing something for someone because you lack faith. And why do you lack faith? Because the person's either not paying it back or they're not giving back with the Ace of Coins in the reverse. It doesn't have to be money. It can be anything. But somebody isn't giving back to you. And in your foundation, we have death. So in your foundation, the heart of the matter is that there's been change. So you guys aren't giving because you're not getting back, I feel here. And that's what the heart of the issue is. Not the heart of the issue. This is you guys not giving because you lack the faith that this, whatever it is that you give into now, pay into or give into, is going to, you know, you're going to receive results. Ace of Coins reverse. So you lack the faith because you're not receiving results from whatever it is that you guys have been giving or paying into or giving to in terms of other people. So you don't do it. So you say, right, that's it. Time out. Finish. I'm not doing this anymore because I'm not receiving anything back. Whether this is kindness, you know, paying money back, people owing you money, that type of thing. And as a result of that, the heart of the matter for 2018 will be on big changes. Cutting, ending this. Because stage one says, I want to be free. Finally, stage one of me living the better life is to be free of all of that responsibility. Because I want to achieve the Four of Wands. Happiness, contentment, a life that I can start to build on, success, joy, laughter, travel probably, movement, moving house for some of you guys. But in order to do that, Taurus is saying, let me take my time with this King of Cups. What I need to focus on is being the King of Cups. I need to focus on gently transitioning this thing, knowing how to gently move myself out of this, because my challenge is I've got responsibilities and people depend on me for stuff. So I've got to do the gentle transition. So, but how do I overcome this challenge for stage two? How does stage two evolve from this? How do I overcome this challenge? Stage two to living your better life is to drop it. You're going to have to. You're going to have to be cruel to be kind. You're going to have to drop all of this. People might depend on you for stuff, Taurus, but at the end of the day, you know what? You're going to have to make some sacrifices with that Two of Coins in reverse, because the third stage for achieving your better life is to detach yourself with that Ten of Coins in the reverse. It is to sever certain ties amongst certain people that you're around with this Ten of Coins in the reverse. It is to destabilise the very environment that whoever these people are, with these two people on the Hierophant, have grown so used to. Obviously, I'm not telling you to do that if you've got kids, but anything else, it is to do that. This Ten of Coins really is about pulling the rug underneath somebody's feet. So you're going to have to pull the rug underneath somebody's feet with the Ten of Coins in the reverse, because for you, in order to live your better life in 2018, Taurus, it's no dice. Now, you're going to face resentment. Could be from an older curmudgeon person. Somebody who says, why are you doing that? Why aren't you looking after me anymore? Why are you going off and doing that? What about my dinners? What about this? Well, listen, Mama, I'm going to get in some help for you. I don't want help. I want you here. That type of thing. Or you're going to receive resentment. But that resentment will make you, with this Hermit, retreat. Because the Hermit also means to retreat. So you guys are going to receive some resentment. Could be from an older individual. Or this could be resentment that makes you retreat. Or this could be resentment because somebody feels that they are being pushed out. Hermits often show people who feel on the sidelines of life. All right, they show people who don't feel completely immersed in society or in a group. So you might receive resentment from somebody who feels that they're being pushed out by you, or they're being isolated from you, or they're being ignored by you, with the Hermit showing here. But your hopes will be, well, look, I need to get out of this prison, and I'm so sorry. I'm sorry if you feel that I am not giving my support this year, but for goodness sake, I got to have something of my own. I got to do what I want this year. I got to achieve my stuff. And the more that I invest in you, the little time or the little money or whatever it is I have for myself to invest in a new business, or to go on holiday, or to travel, or whatever it is, the more that I spend time having to focus on you, the less time I have to focus on myself and on evolving and growing and helping myself as an individual. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put myself first. And that's what your hopes are. Eight of Swords reverse. Get out of this prison. The overall advice is the Three of Coins in the reverse. You're going to have to break agreements. Three of Coins in the reverse. You're going to have to deactivate teams and deactivate partnerships with others. Okay, with that Three of Coins. By putting a few things on hold. This isn't doing things. This isn't doing it for the long haul. You'll still be there for certain people. But the Hanged Man means sometimes to bow out for a little bit of time. So you're going to have to deactivate relationships and perhaps just bow out for a little bit of time with the Hanged Man. The advice is also, I feel, saying that if you deactivate all of this shit here with the Hierophant, it's going to give you time to relax. Hanged Man can mean to relax. It's going to give you time to pause, reflect and relax on where you're going and what you're doing with the Hanged Man energy. So deactivating these partnerships is going to give you the time to relax and to reflect on where it is that you want to go and what it is that you want to do with that Hanged Man energy. Also, I feel that just looking at the third card here, the Ace of Swords, I feel here that by deactivating certain relationships, certain agreements that you've got here, this responsibility you have to a couple of other people or more than a couple of other people, I believe that the overall advice saying deactivate these partnerships, Taurus, it's going to give you the time to reflect and to consider, which is what the Hanged Man is, a card of inner reflection and the time to consider and think about stuff and contemplate. It'll give you time to contemplate whether you want to sever ties completely, because Ace of Swords in the reverse is to sever ties completely. So it'll give you the time to sort out whether you want to sever ties completely with helping others, with that Ace of Swords in the reverse. And the Fool. So, the advice is, deactivate your relationship, whatever it is, whatever responsibilities anybody's putting on you in 2018. It's clear that you guys want to follow your own path. But you got these people around you that are saying, you owe me. You owe me. And you're saying, I don't owe you a thing. I don't owe you a thing. I don't owe you a thing. Because I lack very much faith that you are going to pay it forward with me, Ace of Coins in the reverse. That whatever it is that I do here is going to... No, I'm not telling you to do stuff so you get back. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying give to receive. But everybody needs to know that if they are giving something, that you're going to get something back in return. Alright, because if you're giving out... Sorry, the screen is going really weird and I'm really worried about this recording because I don't know whether it's recording properly. It's just gone really slow. Bloody technology is just the worst. Okay, it's recording, but it's just recording really weird. It's slowing down and sometimes the sound can go weird. This isn't about... Some of you guys, it might be a money thing, because Ace of Coins in the reverse means you don't receive the job, you don't receive the money. You know, you might lack faith because somebody's not paying you back, so you stopped. Some of you guys have stopped lending money. Six of Coins in the reverse, because you lack faith. Why do you lack faith? Well, somebody's not paying it back, Ace of Coins. So you say, the heart of the matter is just stop. All change. And as a result of that, I'm heading in a new direction. I feel free from this. Because the Four of Wands, my goal is to have happiness, contentment, new ventures, new life, whatever it is you want. But I've got to be careful. If I want this, I've got to take my time and understand the needs of everybody else and how I can kind of make sure that I'm serving my best self as well as trying to help others. But my challenge is I've got too many responsibilities Too many people depend on me. Well, people are depending on me with the Hierophant. So what can I do? Stage 2 of living my better life. Well, I'm sorry, Taurus, to tell you this, but, you know, you can't serve everyone, King of Cups. You're probably going to have to drop somebody's ass here. And stage 3. Create some division or detachment between you and others that feel that you're in it together, when in fact you're not. You're the one that's giving the most, and they're the ones that are giving the less. You're going to have some resentment coming in, Taurus, Queen of Swords in the reverse, from an old curmudgeon probably, or from somebody who feels that you've isolated them and you've left them out in the cold. You might receive resentment and therefore decide that you're going to retreat. But it's not a bad thing, because your hope is really to get out of this jail, 8 of Swords in the reverse. And the advice from the universe in the outcome is, if you want to get out of jail, Taurus, you have to deactivate these agreements, Hierophant, in which people think that you owe them something. Deactivate those agreements. Because by deactivating those agreements, it's going to give you the time and space that you need, Hanged Man, to decide whether you want to sever ties completely with whoever these individuals are and follow your own path, the Fool. Excellent reading. Brilliant. Focus. My advice in this reading is focus on number 1 in 2018. Because you come into this world alone, you go out alone, you know? That's not being negative. That's saying, look, sometimes you have to just focus on yourself if you want to have success in life. Sometimes if you give everything to everyone, you've got nothing left for yourself, and you come to the end of your days, you're like, shit, what did I achieve? All I achieved was giving to everybody else, but I never gave to myself. Let's have a look at what the advice card is. So we're going to go and getting into the vortex and see what the universe is saying about this reading to you. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Taurus in terms of living a better life for themselves in 2018? What is the advice that you have for Taurus in terms of living a better life in 2018? Show me. Attempting to control others attracts more to be controlled. There we go. Sort of along the same lines. That's from the Esther and Jerry Hicks Get Into the Vortex. It says, it is easy to understand how you would come to the conclusion that your path to feeling good is through influencing or controlling the behaviour of others. There you go. So I said it in a slightly different way, but it's kind of saying the same thing. But as you attempt to control them through influence or coercion, you discover that not only can you not contain them, but your attention to them brings more like them into your experience. You simply cannot get to where you want to be by attempting to control or eliminate the unwanted. I think it's kind of saying the same thing. This is the card of control. It is controlling others, is the Hierophant. But your challenge is that people want to be controlled by you. Look at them. They're like Stepford wives, hanging on every word. I think it's kind of saying the same thing. If you want to live a better life, your challenge is this, the Hierophant, having to be responsible for others. And you can't, if you want to live a better life, this isn't about being responsible for others. It's about being responsible to the self. Let's have a look at the Healing with the Angels advice card and what the advice is from the angels on this. Universe Spirit, what is the advice from the angels concerning how Taurus lives its better life in 2018? Show me. It says signs. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, so card meaning, pay careful attention to the messages the angels give you now. You have asked for a sign and they deliver it. Notice and trust these signs. You've asked for heaven to help you. Now it's up to you to pay attention to the evidence of their help. This card signifies that your angels are trying to get your attention with signs. They might ask a butterfly or bird to fly near you, or they might compel you to hear a song several times. They might put an object in your path so that you have to notice it. Drawing this card is also a sign from your angels. They are trying to get through. Please notice. Okay, you can ask your angels to give you a sign whenever you have a question or a decision to make. Usually it's not a good idea to specify what type of sign you'd like. Leave that up to the angels. They are very good at making their presence known. Okay, so look for signs. Look for signs of wisdom from the universe as to which direction you need to take, because it could be saying something about the advice that you detach yourself slightly with this 3 of coins in the reverse. You stop paying attention to others because it gives you the space and time to decide whether you want to cut or sever ties, sever relationships completely so that you can actually take up new opportunity. So if you guys are facing a little bit of a conundrum concerning that in 2018, ask the universe to give you a sign as to what they feel you need to do and how you need to handle the situation. And let's have a look at the final card, the Angel Power Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, as to how Taurus can live its better life in 2018. Universe Spirit, what is the advice you have for Taurus on how Taurus can live its better life in 2018? Show me. Perspective, there's a better way. Pause for reflection. There you go. Pause for reflection. And actually, this is the Hanged Man. It's called Perspective in this particular deck. And there you go. Number 12 is the Hanged Man. And it's telling you to pause. You need to deactivate relationships because you need to pause and reflect. Whether cutting, pause and reflect on whether you want to cut certain Ace of Swords reverse, cut certain relationships, Ace of Swords reverse, in order to pursue new paths with the Fool. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Okay, there it is. Pause for reflection. Take time to pause, and that's what you need. But it's a time to pause in 2018. All right, I think that some of you guys are very, very attached. And this might be where the resentment comes in, not because people are jealous of you, but because people depended on you with the Hierophant. And now you're saying, hell no. And they're like, what? I'm resentful because you kicked me out, because you've completely isolated me, you've pushed me to the sidelines. You know, but you're only doing it. It's a complex life. It's a complex, tarot is nuanced like life is nuanced. You don't, this is something you don't really want to do. This is why he's saying the advice is take time out. Detach yourself, end agreements, take yourself, deactivate certain partnerships and agreements here in order to have time and space with the Hanged Man to pause and reflect as to whether you want to cut relationships and pursue new paths. Because you're tackling, you're dealing with, you're frightened, you're worried, but this is something that you guys really do want to do, but you're frightened about what is the fallback from these people. This is why the focus will be on being very careful, very cautious with that King of Cups energy sitting there in the center of the reading, and taking your time. And being very compassionate and kind and looking at what other people are and who they are and why they need your help. And how you can get around not having to help them so much and more about helping yourself in 2018. This is a year for Taurus about taking care of number one. Okay? You won't be cold and, you know, and nasty about it. But it is really saying, I'm letting go of the responsibilities that I feel to others and that people think I owe to them, and I'm focusing on myself in 2018 because that's the only way that I'm actually going to achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. Alright, it's a good reading, it's excellent. This isn't about being cold, this is about looking out for number one and saying, you know what, maybe this year is a year that I ought to start putting myself first. Alright, love you guys very much, and I will see you guys on your love reading.